Hey, what's going on, everybody? I know it's been a long time since I've posted any video. I just been driving a lot, and I just haven't. I got a bunch of GoPro videos of some really awesome scenery in the computer, but I just haven't had the energy to do any editing. But I wanted to check in with an update. I've been with Melton now for about 7 months. I'll call this a 6-month update. I just want to give you my impressions, things I like, things I don't like. First, let me mention the miles, because I know that's one of the questions people always have. About 3 weeks ago, I guess, I calculated the whole time I've been driving, and at that point I was averaging 2,433 miles a week. Since then, I think it's gone up. Last week, the paycheck that I'm going to get this week is only going to be 1,534 miles, but I ran from North Carolina out here to right outside of Los Angeles, and that was mostly in that last week, but those miles aren't going to go into last week's paycheck. So I ran 2,470 miles. I just got here and delivered today, so part of that really goes to last week. But anyways, the load I just got, which I'm going to pick up tomorrow in Fresno, goes all the way back to Atlanta, well, Macon, actually, just south of Atlanta, and that is 2,659 miles, and that's going to run just one day beyond. It's going to run to Tuesday, and the cutoff is Monday, but if you can do a force pay on Tuesday, so I think I'm going to do that, so it'll go on the next paycheck. But if you take those miles from a total of 15 days, so it's 2 weeks plus 1 day, which I'm going to force pay, the total miles for the last 2 weeks is 6,798. Call it 6,800 miles. Divide that by 2, what's that? 3,400 miles for those each week average. So that will bring my average up a little bit, but overall, over 6-7 months, it's over 2,400 a week. You know, some weeks you get shorter, but some weeks you get way more, which is fine with me. I mean, I'm not on a budget. I don't have like a lot of bills to pay, so it doesn't matter to me if I get a small, $700 or $800 paycheck one week and then get a really big one the next. It all comes out in the wash. So as far as miles, I am happy. I mean, it's what they said I would be getting. I'm actually getting a little more than the average. I had a really good week last week. I got some good news. I got a phone call from the corporate office, and they said they wanted to tell me that for the month of March, apparently they're way behind calculating this stuff, but going back to March, I was Rookie of the Month. That was my second month driving. So they're just calculating that now, and they said I get $150 and a hard hat. They said, do you have any sports teams? I said, well, yeah, New England Patriots. So they're going to give me a New England Patriots hard hat. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it should be nicer than the cheaper one that I have. And then I got a message saying, congratulations, you made the Pride Performance bonus for second quarter, which was my first full quarter, because I didn't start driving on my own until February, so I didn't get the points for January for the first quarter. But the second quarter, April, May, and June, I qualified for the bonus, and there's different levels. You can get 500, 750, 1350, and 1500, I think. I got 750, and that was in last week's paycheck, $750. I haven't got the 150 yet for the Rookie of the Month. I think she said it might come next week. So I mean, that's just extra money. When I started here, I knew about the bonus, and that was my goal, was to get that extra money, and I got it. The other thing they said was I made Elite Fleet, which I guess is probably tied in with the bonus. I don't know. I think it's the top. They have top 100 drivers, which is, I didn't make that. So the only other one is Elite Fleet. I don't know if it's top 250 or what it is, but it's the top percentage. So things are going good. I'm a rookie, but I think I've learned pretty quick. I've figured out the system and how to run. Coming out here to California, I didn't think I had enough hours to get here today. I was supposed to deliver today, but I sent in a message saying I wouldn't be delivering until tomorrow morning. I had a terrible time getting through Tennessee. The first part of the trip, it just slowed me down. But the rest of the way went really good, and I got here today. So, and now I'm planning my next trip back. I'm just going back the same route I came, basically, except for I'm going down to Atlanta instead of up to Charlotte. But most of the trip is going to be across I-40, and I have some favorite truck stops that I like to stop at, and I'm probably planning on stopping at them on the way back. Right now, I am going to take an Uber, and there's a Cuban restaurant that I had dinner at last time I was here, and I'm going to go up and eat up there. I don't like the food in the truck stop, but I'm here in Ontario, California. It's pretty nice today. It's in the 90s, but it's not humid at all. But I'm really having a good time. My first stretch, when I stayed out for 4 months, I was really getting sick of driving, ready to go home. Well, I haven't been out 4 months this time yet, but I'm coming up, over 3 months. And May, June, July. Yeah, I've been over 3 months, and so far I don't have that feeling like, oh, I gotta go home. I almost don't even want to, because I'm really on a roll, and I'm getting big paychecks and getting good miles. But I'm gonna be going home in about 3 weeks, towards about the last week of August. But I'm gonna enjoy the next 3 weeks. I'm really, like I said, I'm having a good time. I'm seeing the country. I like these long trips. I went for a stretch for about 3 weeks over on the East Coast, making a bunch of short trips, and I was sick at the same time. I had a sore throat, and I ended up being sick for 4 weeks. Since then, I've gotten some hand sanitizer, and I've always been careful about being in truck stops, but I'm even more careful now. I don't touch the door handles. I open doors with my elbows, or if it's a handle, I use my shirt, and I use the hand sanitizer. I didn't like getting sick, but I was sick, and I was running all these short loads, and I was really in a bad mood. 1 and 2 day loads, a lot of tarping. But I've gotten out of that. I don't know what you call it, but it ebbs and flows. I've heard people complain, oh, I get short loads, but my advice, if you're with Melton and you're just starting out, or you've been for a little while and you get into a little stretch where you're doing a bunch of short trips, just hang with it, stick it out, and eventually you'll get back into the long runs. They try to give you the longest runs they can, but sometimes it just happens at where you're at. There's only a 1 or 2 day, and that happens a lot on the East Coast from my experience. But like I said, these last 2 trips going coast to coast, South Carolina, North Carolina to California, and now California back to Atlanta. That's what I like. Well, things I don't like, I was kind of irritated because you don't know where your next load is going till after you're empty, and then you got to sit and wait, and then they send you the load. Sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's an hour or 2, and when I'm sitting there for an hour or 2, my clock is ticking, and I used to call my DM every time, like after 20 minutes, hey, what's going on? But I've stopped doing that, and I don't think calling her was doing any good. I just think I've been getting loads just as quickly without calling and harassing her. So I've stopped doing that, and it doesn't bother me quite so much anymore. I think it's because I'm gaining experience and I'm not so stressed out. I can plan trips a lot quicker, find places to park a lot quicker, and it's not so stressful to me. Even so, the days when you deliver and pick up, those are the most stressful days when you deliver, because then you got to get your next load, and you're usually short on time because you want to get loaded and get down the road. But it's not nearly as stressful as it was the first month or two. And you'll find that if you're new, the first month things are really, seem difficult, and then the second month they get easier, and as the months go by, now I'm in month 7, and geez, I feel like I've been trucking my whole life. I mean, I don't want to say that, I'm not trying to take credit for something I didn't do, but I'm into the groove. I feel comfortable out here. I feel confident. When I first started, when I was at truck stops, I felt like everybody was looking at me like, oh geez, this guy's a rookie, and I felt like everybody knew. They didn't, but now nobody, I feel like just a regular truck driver. Even though I'm still a rookie, I have confidence now after 7 months. And nothing, I delivered in Queens, New York about 2 weeks ago. It was stressful. I got some video of that. I'm going to post it when I get a chance. Probably some swearing, cuss words. But I did it, and I'm really surprised they send a rookie in there. You really shouldn't be in there with a sleeper and a 53-foot trailer, but I did it. I didn't hit anything. I made it in and out, and it felt good. I was irritated before and during, but once I got out of there, it felt good to get that completed. And I've delivered downtown Boston. Now I've been down over here to California, around the LA area. This is my 3rd or 4th time. And California really doesn't bother me. But yeah, I'm rambling on now. But I was trying to say things I didn't like. So yeah, the things that were bothering me really aren't bothering me anymore. I was irritated during that 3-week stretch when I was sick because I was getting a bunch of short loads. But I didn't complain. I kept my mouth shut, and I come out of it. And now I'm right back to these long trips, which is what I like. I thrive on these. And these are really long trips. 2,400, 2,500, 2,600 miles. These are some of the longest trips I've done these last 2 weeks. So I would definitely recommend, if you're looking to get into truck driving, if you're new, looking for a company, I would definitely recommend Melton. I'm glad I came here, and I have no regrets. All right, paychecks are still coming in. They're still big. I don't talk about my exact paycheck. I don't do that. I mean, if anyone really wants to know, you could send me a message and I would share that with you, but I'm not going to broadcast it, to the world. But making good money out here, really am. Better than most companies for rookie. I mean, I've talked to a lot of truck drivers, and what I'm making is as much or more than nearly all of the company drivers that I talk to that are experienced, that are driving van or reefer. Flatbed, you get paid a little more. It's a little more work, but to me it's worth it. All right, that's it. This is a long video, 13, almost 14 minutes. Sorry, there's no scenery or anything. I will get to that at some point. I've been all over the country. I've been in 47 out of the 48 states. The only state I haven't been in now is North Dakota, but I've been in all the other 47 states. And it's really a lot of fun to get to see the country. All right, everybody, thanks for watching.